Hey guys, I am Torchwood and welcome to the My Hero Academia reaction. I am so excited for this. This is episode 6. This episode is... I don't know what this episode is called. This site doesn't show me what the episodes are called, and that makes me sad. I'm very excited for this episode. It has... after the end of the last one, I am basically just so hyped for this. I really am. And I just want to see what they can bring to the table in regards to well, everything. I want to see what happens with Todoroki and Izuku. I want to see what happens with Endeavor and All Might. I just basically want to see what happens with all the endings there. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I mean, I imagine you guys already know what happens. You wouldn't be watching the reaction if you didn't. But I am quite excited to see where it's going, because the last episode with everyone sort of, you know, it's like I said in the reaction last time, I felt kind of bad for Izuku and I felt kind of angry at Ida, even though it's only a game and he was just playing to win, which I understand because we all do that. We all play to win usually, and I understand, and yet I was somewhat like, you know, it's his dream, why are you attacking Izuku? And then I sort of caught myself, I was like, no, hang on, because this isn't just Izuku's dream, this is all of these people's dreams, and I think that's something we forget, because we're so much with our protagonist Izuku at the moment, we forget that there are other characters, and, you know, these people want it just as badly, and so I'm interested to see where Tenya and Izuku go from here, in returns that, like, will Izuku have any hard feelings? Probably not, he's Izuku. But will Tenya, like, push himself a little bit away from Izuku now? Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I love dynamics and I love psychology, and I love watching people try and work out where their relationship goes after something quite like that, you know, because that was a big change for their relationship and their personality. So last episode, which was episode 5 of season 2, the games began, and it was amazing. And I love how much Class 1A has come along. Like, they really have come along quite a long way. You see them really having evolved and become different people. They know how to take on villains because they've seen how it's done, and they've helped to stop them, and they've had some real life experience. And you hear this a lot in the real world, that without experience you won't get anywhere in life. And while that's not entirely true, because you have to get somewhere to have experience first, it does count for a lot, especially when you're on the battlefield. When I first was like at the start of the last episode, I was like trying to find out who Todoroki's team was, and so to see Tenya, Momo, and Kiriyami all, I still butcher that name, I can never get it fucking right. Kiriyami, whatever. Lightning guy. I always butcher his name. I don't fucking know. I think I had it right the first time. Who knows? But anyway, basically they were all together, and it was just kind of like, well, that's one badass team. You got the guy who can electrocute anything he touches. You got the girl who can literally create anything, including cannons. You have the guy who can move extremely quick as the runner, and you have Todoroki, who is both lethal and lethal mixed into a lethal package. So that was in itself one of those moments where I looked at Izuku's team, and then I looked at Todoroki's team, and I thought, well, this just isn't going to work. But it did work, and although Todoroki still won the 1 million, and he still got there, Izuku managed to pull through, and I was really proud of him for that, but that's coming up in a little bit. I also love the Kachan and this other kid's fight. I forgot his name, but he was basically like the cross between Mr. Mime and Ditto, and he was like stealing people's powers. He's like, I'll take that, and I'll take that, and bitch, I'll take that too. I loved that. I loved the idea that there's someone out there who can just touch you and take their powers for like 5 minutes, I believe it was 5 minutes. Imagine when he gets stronger, it's like 15, 20 minutes, and he's got all these powers, or did they say, he can, or no, I believe he can only have one at once, which makes sense, because if he had more than one at once, he would be OP as fuck, and he would definitely be a very powerful hero in the future. I feel also like that when we see the class of 1B step up and everything, it's really cool to see them with different powers and different shapes, and the fact that they're proving themselves not just to be extras, although they are in Kachan's eyes. Everyone's an extra, including Raccoon Eyes and Tape Elbow or Tape Guy or whatever. Was it Elbow Guy? It might have been just Elbow Guy. Elbow Guy and Raccoon Eyes. Aww. That's what I'm going to call them from now on, though. I need more Todoroki backstory. I need it. I need it. Why is he like this? Why is his dad such a dick? What's going on? Why is his dad obviously not like All Might? What the hell's that all about? I hope we find out about that in this episode, actually. Because how can you not like All Might, for one? You giant fiery prick. Also, another question, and it came up last week, and I've got to ask again. How did he even conceive? If he's always on fire, you're not going to want to have sex with someone who's constantly on fire, are you? Like, seriously. That just doesn't obey the law of physics. Like, that would hurt a lot. You know? I'm sorry. I know I'm making you think about things you probably don't want to think about. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to ask the real questions. How can you have sex with a dude who's constantly on fire? Answer, you can't. Unless like, you have to wear like a hazmat suit. These are the important questions. I really hope we see him turn it off in this episode, otherwise the question is just going to be in the back of my mind whenever I go, whenever I'm doing anything, forever. That's all I thought about this week. Even planning my D&D session on Thursday, I was like, I should probably be thinking about how I'm going to DM this, but fuck it, how does Endeavour have sex while he's constantly on fire? But I don't know if he is or not, so we'll see. These are the questions, guys. I also wrote Endeavour looks stupid. I guess I wasn't happy with him at some point for some reason. I love Deku's sick move where he went to like, I was like, how is he gonna, you know, is he gonna break Todoroki's arm or something? And then he went, whoosh, and he blew the flame up his arm. I thought that was so fucking cool and extinguished it. That was such a badass move. Unfortunately, he was then duped out by taking the wrong bandana. But you know, it happens. Sometimes you're there and then you just, next moment you're just taking the wrong bandana and it's like, wow, this sucks, don't it? But you know, it happens. It happens to all of us. We've all been there. Yeah, but Todoroki was definitely smarter than that, and I appreciate the sort of look into Todoroki's mindset with that, and sort of being like, he has planned. He knows Izuku isn't stupid, and I think that's one of the best things. It's the same in D&D, and I know I come back to Dungeons and Dragons a lot. Thursdays, 7 PM GMT, 11 AM PST, Geek House's channel. I run a game, it's streamed, it's up there now, go watch it, the first episode. Anyway, that's enough. Well, second episode for watching this on YouTube. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But it's always better to play against a villain, to make a villain who's smart, because they know the enemy and they know what they're going to do. And I love seeing Todoroki realize that Izuku is a very smart person and it's all about strategy. And that's how he's got so far with his strategy, and I think it's really impressive that he basically was like, well, no, I know you're going to do this, and I know you're going to do this, so I'm going to do this. And it was really, really clever. Everyone did really well, and I love the three-way jump at the end. They were like reaching out and trying to get hold of the bandana, and then time was called. The other two were just like, oh, and Kachan just went, boom. It was so funny. But he had a great fight, and we also got to see that you cannot take down Kachan with your smarts, because he's just relentlessly angry all the time, and I love that. I love that little nod to the character, like saying, yeah, you outsmarted him for a little while, but now he's gonna rip your fucking face off because he's insane. And I really appreciate that sort of look into that. I know it sounds like silly, like to say that's sort of like an in-depth look at the character, but it is, because that's exactly what Kachan's like. He will rip your head off, and I think that's just amazing. I'm really glad that they sort of kept that moment in, and that they were like, well, you know, it's one of those things, and that's what would Kachan do? He wouldn't just sit down and be like, oh yeah, no, I'll let him win. No, he's going to go after him and go after him and go after him relentlessly. It's not even at that point, it wasn't even about getting the 1,000,000 points. He just wanted to take this mother. Well, he wanted to kill him, to be honest, but I don't think that would have been allowed. So they went for the second best thing, which was to knock him out. And, or well, to take the bandana off his head, maybe not knock him out. Which I think is an interesting goal, actually, now I think about it. Like, you see that this tournament is definitely based on real life, like the points and everything. But I think the bandana thing is quite cool as well. And hear me out, because you have to go for an area of the opponent that is most guarded, which is their head, because you always go to protect your face. You are going for an area that in a fight would perhaps be most damaging, because the face is incredibly fragile. Well, it's not fragile, but it's always protected. And I think it's really, really cool to see them sort of throwing a challenge where it's like, yeah, you have to get this close to someone's face, this someone's neck, but don't hurt them. Well, you can hurt them a little bit, but don't, like, you know, kill them. Because that's against the rules, obviously. So I think that was really interesting to see them sort of propose that, like, yeah, you can get this close, and you can do this, and you can do that, but you can't kill them. You know, you can't, like, hurt them so badly that you break their neck, so you have to show restraint. And I think it's cool to have them show restraint as well, because that is a very important key to being a hero. I think, anyway. I think if you can't show restraint against your enemies, then you're no better than your enemies. And, alright, sometimes the moral high ground isn't always necessary, I want to say, but I really do believe that restraint is important in all walks of life, but especially as a hero. Obviously, me being a pro hero, guys. I have talked for a long time this session, so I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to let us go and watch my hero. I'm just setting it up right now. I will ask, at this point in the series, who was your favourite character? You don't have to tell me, like, who your favourite character is now, because I might not know them, yada yada, yada yada, yada yada, you get what I'm saying. But I am intrigued to see who was your favourite character and why at this point in time. Because mine is definitely Izuku, followed closely by Kachan and Todoroki. Not Todoroki, sorry, I do like Todoroki there. Kachan and Ochako. And yeah, I'm excited for episode 6. I want to see what Todoroki said to Izuku. I'm sure it's some crap like, I'm going to defeat you. You are worthless. I have the better paternal mentor. Although, I don't know how my father had sex, because he was on fire at the time. Literally. No, I'm sure he was really good. No, Izuku, he was literally on fire. I just have all these thoughts now, like, yeah, but how did he do it? How did he, like, it's just on fire constantly. Which is a weird thought, to be honest. So we will see where that goes. I'm sure my theory will be proven in a moment's notice. And this is, well, this is My Hero Academia. Are we ready? I think we're ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? I think so. I was talking to myself then, guys, if you were just wondering. And yeah, this is My Hero Academia. Sorry for all the clicking and tapping and stuff. I'm just trying to get everything ready, because this website is never very reliable, to say the least. This is My Hero Academia. Season 2. Whoa, that was such a delay. That was such a delay. Season 2, episode 6. Let's begin.
And why would you even think that about me?
That's not it at all, this interesting wording. It suggests there is something between you two that you're not supposed to talk about.
Oh, damn, he's smart. Hold your ground.
My father is the hero Endeavor. You must have heard of him, which means you're aware that he's the #2 hero.
Yeah.
So if you're connected to the #1 hero, All Might, in some way, that would mean that I have even more reason to beat you.
Yo, long time no see. Let's catch.
And now he's raising me to usurp All Might.
That is messed up. Your dad's a really ass.
I refuse to be a tool for that scumbag. In every memory of my mother, I only see her crying. I remember she called my left side unbearable before she poured boiling water on my face.
What the fuck?
The reason I picked a fight with you was to show my old man what I was capable of doing. I can assure
Your
you
mother
that.
poured boiling water over your face?
This is why Todoroki's so focused. He's like a comic book character. A hero with a tragic backstory, fighting to rise above it.
Can we let him win? Izuku, can we let him win? I'd like to let him win now.
Wait. I'm only here because others have supported me. I've been really lucky.
That's so good. They're both so good.
I'll right back at you.
Yeah.
I am going to beat you!
Aw, damn.
From Mr. Aizawa. I thought
You're a
maybe
piece
you'd
of shit.
forgotten, so I figured I'd remind
And
you.
you're no better, Kaminari.
Why is it that I always end up falling for that little pervert's stupid schemes? I even used my quirk to make these outfits.
Aww.
Ugh, I hate those guys!
We do have a little time before the finals start, and I kind of like these uniforms, so how about we just roll with it? It's crazy! Toru, you got skills.
I love Joe.
I wish I could take advantage of it, but my conscience won't let me.
Think about this.
I have, okay?
Jiro, come on.
Everyone gave their all in round 2, but I was just someone's puppet. No way. I don't want to advance if I don't even know how I got here. It wouldn't be fair.
You're making way too much of this. Just kill it in the finals and prove you should be here.
Yeah, what she said. I didn't do much in the battle either.
That's not it.
Seriously, you guys?
Oh god, okay.
Tetsu, Tetsu, and Shiozaki have advanced to the
No, he's just crying.
bracket, my dears. These are your opponents.
Okay. Awesome, I'm excited. This is so lit. I'm so excited. Ah!
I've given my all.
Good. That's all that I ask of you.
Oh, that's perfect. I have something nice for you.
Oh god. Here we go. Who's a rocker? I love you, Kachan. I love you so much. Woo! That Jiro's not here for this. And trust me, in a fight, smiling unsettles your competitors. I just love how scared Izuku looks. Yeah, that's right. Smiling. You're going down. I'm very nervous about him.
You can also win by getting the other person who threw out your uncle! Hey, what's the dealio? This is the first match! It should start out with a bang! The fight has just begun, and
Izuku.
is completely frozen!
Oh, fuck. Fucking fuck. Well, I cannot wait for next time. I can't wait to see where it's going from here, and I can't wait to see what his guy's powers are. Holy shit. That was an incredible episode, to be honest. I really loved it. I can't lie. How is Izuku going to get out of that one? Like, as far as I'm aware, once he has you, he has you? Am I right in saying that? Like, is that how it works? If he... You know, if he pulls you in, is that it? Do you not have any more say, any more ability? Because that's how it certainly looked anyway. I don't know, but that's how it certainly looked. But anyway, we'll start off with what Todoroki was saying, basically, because I'm going to say something very controversial in a minute. And I don't know how controversial it will be when I say it, but to me, if his mother didn't want to be with Endeavor, and this is going to get real adult, FYI, so just be prepared, although it got real adult in the show as well. If his mother didn't want to be with Endeavor, and I am just surmising that from how she obviously reacted with Todoroki, that would make... I'm going to say it, fuck it, that would make Endeavor a rapist. He would have raped her to have this child. She obviously didn't want to have this child. She obviously didn't want to have sex with Endeavor. Makes him a rapist. And suddenly, I want to see the fire consume him. You guys can comment whatever you like on that, and you can bring me all your like, no, it's not like that, it's not like that. And maybe I will see foresight and it will be like, actually she did want to be with him, she just didn't want a child. Or he treated her so badly afterwards, or something like that. But if the case was, and this is just, if the case was that she didn't want to be with Endeavour, and he made her have sex to have this child, he's a rapist. And I have to commend this show for dealing with such a strong theme, especially with the way, and I think that really shows with the way she reacts as well. Like, hey, it might be totally different and I might be totally wrong, but especially with the way she reacts as well, especially with how she's obviously poured boiling water over her child's face on his side because she couldn't stand his side. You don't generally do that over a bad breakup, you know? That's generally something you do when you are broken and you are upset and you are scared. Maybe broken wasn't the right word. It's something you do when you are... Well, no. I don't know what could push a child to do... a mother to do that to their child, to be honest. That is lost on me. But I'll tell you what, it would have to be something massive. It would have to be something huge and awful, and that really does line up with what I was saying. So, I don't know, like I say, I might get it wrong, I might be barking up the wrong tree, but that's how it comes across, you know? That's how it makes inside, that's how I'm like, yeah, that's... Yeah, it doesn't make me feel good about Endeavour, and suddenly I want him to burn in his own flames. However, off the adult message now a little bit. We will come back to happy fun time now, but I feel like that needed to be addressed. I couldn't just sit here and sort of... I felt like I needed to say something about that because I feel like that was a very important part of the message of this show as well, which is also like we are dealing with adult themes here. And I like that. I like that we're dealing with adult themes, but sometimes it can be hard. You know, sometimes it can just be really, really hard to deal with those themes. So I like the idea that that we are dealing with them. To be honest, sorry. Another thing I liked about this was how Kachan was listening and didn't say anything, because that really shows a little bit of growth, because usually he would have charged in and sort of just been like, what are you saying? Why? You know, he would have let his temper go. He would have let his temper be angry and sort of enraged. And I liked that, and I appreciated that we saw a little bit of a different person in Kachan. There, like, he was just listening, he was focused, he was zen, he was learning what he could. He was doing a bit of recon, actually, a bit of spying, a bit of recon, and he was learning what he could, and I think that's a very interesting way for Kachan to sort of grow as a character. I liked that. All Might going to Endeavour for advice is both incredibly dark, because he must know what Endeavour's done to get this child and why he wants him. Well, he does now anyway. He obviously didn't know that, actually, because he seemed quite shocked when Endeavour told him. But I think it's still very much to the point that All Might wants Izuku to be the best, and he wants to be able to beat Todoroki. Maybe not the best idea going to the person who looks like the biggest challenger and asking for advice. But All Might obviously knows what he's doing. He obviously just didn't know that. And it's definitely war now between Izuku and Todoroki. But I really actually do hope they become friends, because I quite like to see them shift and change from this sort of respectable, but I'm going to beat you friendship to want to be friends. I like that a lot. We return to the stadium where Mineta was being his usual gross self, and Kirin Army... Oh, I can't say the fucking name. Why? Kirin... What is... Okay, hang on. I need to look up the definition of this fucking name. Hang on. My Hero Academia. Kiri. No, it's Kari. Kaminari. Why am I always writing Kiriami? It's Kaminari. 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 You twat. Kaminari wasn't very good either. He was like, he's giggling like, yeah, Mineta. Don't ever get into bed with Mineta. Both literally and figuratively. Poor Momo. Waste of a quirk. I'm not being funny, but that is the waste. That's the biggest waste of her quirk she's ever done. I also like the fact that we saw Ojiro and the other guy from 1B withdraw because of Shinzo's powers. He's obviously incredibly talented. And the moment you speak to him, he has you under control. Isn't that such a powerful quirk? Like, legitimately, that is ridiculously powerful. The moment you speak to him, he has you under control. That's crazy. That is crazy quirk. Why is he in general studies? Why is he not the master? Surely he could have just walked through it. I don't know. I don't know. But I do love how much we're hanging out with the new students and different students. 1B we're hanging out with. We're just getting to know. It's like, it's world building, and I love it. I love it a lot. Do you know what I mean? But I have to agree with All Might with what he said to Izuku, and that was smile. And he's right, because smiling really does unsettle opponents. It really just throws people off their guard, and it really does make people go, oh shit, why is he so confident? What's he hiding? And get a little bit more unsettled, a little bit more tense. It really works, especially in a fight. And I'm intrigued. I am intrigued to see. It also enrages people, so you have to be very careful. Because you never want to fight someone who's bloodlusted. If you're not. That's a surefire way to get your head kicked in. But I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. My comments about Endeavour are quite strong there, and like I say, it may change how I see it when I go for it, but from the glimpses of the story I've got there, it certainly points in that direction at least. I'm sure you guys will yell at me or agree with me in the comments, probably both. But thank you for watching. We got a little bit topical in this episode, but I'm kind of glad we did, because sometimes it's nice to really open up and be like, right, this is how I feel. How do you guys feel? So yeah, I will see you for the next video. I love you lots like jelly tots.